Hi, my name is Darren. I'm a work coach on Working Win Project. Today, I want to talk about job search and completing an application form. There's various ways that you can apply for jobs. You can use word of mouth, where you get in touch with your neighbours or your friends and your network of people that you use to ask them if they know of any vacancies that are available within the companies that they work for, or where they've seen something on social media, Facebook, that type of thing. You can do an internet search, so you can use such as Indeed, Universal Job Match, Manpower, Reed, and also Facebook have got a jobs portal that you can use. There's also a new one that's been started at South Yorkshire Housing called Good Work, which people have been asked to register for as well. You can also identify a number of employers in your local area that you think would be worth doing a speculative approach and looking on their websites to see if they've got any vacancies that are currently being advertised. You can also use the job match that you've got with your job centre. So if you've got a job coach, they may well be looking for vacancies for you, and you've got your job coach within Working Win as well, who are also looking for vacancies that you might be interested in applying for. Once you've found a suitable vacancy, it's important that you read through the job description, and usually I find it's easier to maybe print out a copy of it and have the job description at the side of you while you're completing your application. The job description will include several points relating to the job, and it's good to sort of read through the job description and pick out any things that the employer is actually asking for. It may be they're wanting somebody who's good at attention to detail, or on the job description it may be that you're driving to multiple locations. It could be that you're working in a customer facing environment. It could be also they mention working to deadlines. And anywhere on the job description that has these statements, what you really want to do is to then pick out any experience that you've had in previous or current roles that you can adapt and somehow get that into your application, so that it shows that you've actually covered that as part of your role that you're doing now and as part of your experience. So make a list of several examples that you've done in the past, and then you can tick these off as you put them into your application form. So the STAR method is situation, task, action, and result. So what you show when you're using your examples of your competencies for the job description is you show the situation that you actually use the experience. So it could be when we had a deadline to meet for an urgent shipment of materials to get out. That's the situation that you're gonna sort of describe. The task that you did, so you break down everything about that situation and how you managed to complete the work. So you break down your tasks into smaller sort of bite-sized segments and use that. The action that you did, so it could be the task was you needed to contact or identify a number of customers. So your action on that is how you contacted those customers. So it may be that you used telephone, maybe that you sent an email, maybe that you visited people in person. And then the result. So the result would be the result of the actions that you took and how you resolved the task and the situation. So it's known as the STAR method, and you use that on each of your example. It'll then detail things and detail the experience in a good format that the employer will understand. If you're using an application form, it's a case of going through the various questions and completing the boxes for the application form. If you're using a pen, make sure you use a black pen, and I would always recommend filling the application form out on a blank piece of paper first, filling your answers on there, and then you can put them across onto the application form when you're ready, because you normally just have one copy of the application form, and you don't want to make any mistakes and do crossings out on that. Remember when you're doing this that you're trying to stand out from the crowd, so you're trying to make your application or your CV better than everybody else's. So again, make sure that you have a checklist for when you think you've completed your CV or your application. Make sure that you've gone through every question. Make sure that you've answered every question. Make sure you've covered every point that was in the job description. Make sure that your spell checker is working. Read through the application and also read through your CV. Look at any grammatical errors. Look at any spelling mistakes that you might have made. If once you've completed the application, make a note of the employer, make a note of the date that you completed it, so that you can use that for your journal, and you can also use that as evidence for your work coach to say that you're applying for jobs. And it also gives you an idea if you can take a copy of the application and a copy of the job description and just file those in the same place, and then if you do get called for interview, you've got a record of what you actually put in your application, because it could be a few weeks from you sending the application off to actually receiving the invite to go for an interview. Hopefully by following those tips, it might give you a better idea of completing an application form. Thank you.